we're down there, and I'm up in a building shooting video, and there's people in black T-shirts surrounding Ground Zero. Then we go back to the hotel at night and watch the news, and we had it taped at home. Nothing about us. In the past, they'd always show the big shot of all of Lower Manhattan, and they'd show the wound there on the ground and cut the bush. This time, did you notice they never showed shots of downtown New York? It was always just shots in the crater, bush out there with a little wreath there. And so, yes, we did get on Japanese and Belgian and Russian and Brazilian television. They were all there, and it made it all over foreign newspapers. But here in the U.S., you would think something that big would be in hundreds of papers. It was a big deal. And it was only in probably 4 or 5 U.S. newspapers showing that control. But listen, that attempt at monopoly is now being eroded. It was a huge story on the web. So the mainstream media is killing itself to live. It's to stop our message from getting out, they are covering up, and more people learn every day that you really don't get that much in the newspaper. And that's really a simplified statement. You do get something out of the newspaper. You can open up the back of the paper and read incredible stuff. It's just most people don't read the paper. But there's a lot of stuff that's on the AP and Reuters and UPI and AFP newswires that you will never see in a newspaper. And there are gatekeepers. It's called Operation Mockingbird. And many of your big city editors are working for different branches of intelligence. And that came out in Senate hearings in 1977. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm concerned about the upcoming election. You said they can rig about 35% of the vote. My concern is, should we bother? Will our votes be counted even here in Austin? I mean, how far does it go at this point?
Well, they like to make it look. Well, yeah, how far does the vote fraud go? They like to make it look like you're having some power. So they'll give you a few token candidates. I've been stating for 4 years there is no voting in Travis County. And I really believe that. And again, they get away with this because it's so bold. It's so bold. In 96, Pat Buchanan was running in the Republican primaries. And I was volunteering at the convention center downtown back when they did the voting stuff down there. And I'm sitting there stacking the Scantrons, the old bubble type system, like a test, like an SAT test. I'm stacking them, make sure they're in order, not backwards. And I'm looking. Pat Buchanan must have had 60% of Austin's votes. I mean, it was incredible. Nobody wanted that corpse Bob Dole. Nobody wanted, the other. I mean, they wanted Pat Buchanan. Pat Buchanan should have been who ran against Bill Clinton in 96. And it came out that in Arizona they stole it from Buchanan. Whether you love him or hate him, the point is Buchanan is a very popular Republican figure, and real mainline Republicans want his views, not the views of Bob Dole or George Bush. And so I saw, because I don't remember, I should go look it up. I talked about it on the radio at the time, and I was working there so I could report on it. And I actually worked on 2 elections and saw similar things where, and again, I was asking other people at other tables. These were precincts all over the city coming in. We're feeding them into machines to be computerized. And I'm going, who do you see winning? Pat Buchanan. And I want to say it was like 8% he got in Austin or something, and it was 8% in the state. I know it was in single digits.
Should we bother to vote?
Well, let me just break that down. Yeah, should we bother to vote? I mean, it's a complex question, and again, this is just my opinion. You should make your own opinion. I mean,
I have it.
Your own. Well, I'd like to hear your opinion on it then. But to make a long story short, Dana De Dubois, the loving liberal county clerk, in '98, it was in the paper that she double counted ballot boxes, falsified signatures, and broke safety seals. It was in the paper. I knew people downtown at the time when Sunlightner was losing at 2 in the morning. She collapsed, was freaking out in the arms of Dana. Dana, hey, it's all right, honey. And then suddenly stuff turned around. So, and I've been openly accusing her of that all along, saying, I had the paper, I had the admissions, but the state board said it was all an accident. Breaking safety seals, falsifying signatures, double counting certain ballot boxes. When it's a precinct the way you like it, you keep running that one while run this one 4 times and run all the others once. That was the old-fashioned way with the old computers. You had to feed it in, and it was hard. The new systems are built with wireless cards and built with, and they hire known felons to rig them, and then their own engineers go, I'm stealing everything. I was hired. And then it's just, minor story. You got all over the country people winning by 5, 10, 15 points. like Senator Hagel in Nebraska, who owns his own voting machine company that 80% of the ballots of the state are cast on. I mean, Michael McCall, he's married to Lowry Mays, the owner of Clear Channel's daughter. Michael McCall's 10, 12, 15 points behind in different polls. It doesn't matter. His father-in-law owns the voting machines, Hardinter Civics, and is his biggest contributor. And is his biggest political... So, my God, your political contributor owns the voting machine company, and you're married into the family. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what happens. But again, it's going to get like Mexico, where everybody's going, we didn't vote for this guy. You know, what are you talking about? I mean, and then the people are going to start fighting back. And so that's why they're so arrogant, is because with the Help America Vote Act, 35% of the country is now put in these machines. But other counties in states that were going to do it are now saying, no, we're not going to do it. And other counties are starting to remove it. So instead of the new machines going in everywhere, they went in and then now they're being removed slowly. And so now there's an education process. And there was always election fraud before that. I think it's a good practice. You should still vote. But in Hayes, in Travis, and in Williamson County, almost all those votes are cast on Hardinter Civics machines. Okay? And so I don't believe that there's real voting here.
Absentee.
Well, the problem is they feed absentees through computers. You see? Now I think you should vote for Rock Howard over here as a libertarian. I mean, I think as an exercise, plus he's going for a statewide thing, as an exercise, you should still vote. And when exit polls are important, you're there voting. You're there. They're going to have even more trouble flipping that and doing it. The problem is these are computers, so they can do it there real time. But the key is, here's the good news with that question. 3 years ago, you talked about electronic voting machine fraud. People looked at you like you had five heads spewing acid. Big goblin heads. Halloween type stuff. Now, in a major poll just a few weeks ago, 90% of Americans, it was 90 plus, it was like 98, I forget the poll, go pull it up. Believe, there have been a whole bunch of them, believe that the machines are fraudulent and should be removed and want paper ballots. So again, 97% of us in the Eastern Chronicle poll don't want the toll roads. 90+% of us don't want these electronic voting machines with no record or no paper ballot. 90+% of us want to control our borders. 70+% of us want out of Iraq. The system is showing us something that was already in place for a long time, that we've been shut out, that we've been ignored, that we've been disenfranchised for a long time. And now because of the alternative media, and now because the elite, we have a burgeoning alternative media, and at the same time we have a out-of-control, arrogant administration. That perfect storm is proving to the people that it really is fascism, that it really is tyranny. And they're creating a revolution that's going to be real and that's going to dwarf anything you saw in the 1960s.
Yeah.
Woo! More questions?
I got a comment and then a question.
Great.
A lot of people are talking about revolution. A lot of people say that. And if you go read the PNAC documents, it says that if we need some sort of revolutionary change to bring in order.
Catalyzing event for a new Pearl Harbor.
Like a new Pearl Harbor event. If we don't be careful and be careful what we ask for, and how do we know that the American Union not come in and restore order out of chaos and bring forth their answers?
Well, sure. I mean,